breaking news, President Biden appears to have gotten lost once more, and who knows if he will ever find his way off the stage. Has been lost before and had his dear wife to help him with chocolate pudding and a fresh baby wipe and a helping hand off the stage, but not this time.
Morning.
Morning, good morning.
Oh, we got some goodies today.
Good.
There's some good stuff in the news. A lot of videos. And some, if they didn't remove it, let me see. Okay, it's still there. Hey, Joe. Good morning. Heroic Prepper.
Hey.
What happened to what was it? Southern Survival?
Were they here?
Yeah, Heroic Prepper changed his name back to Heroic Prepper. I mean, I kept calling him Heroic Prepper anyway, so makes it easier.
Those guys from Jersey, they don't know. They can't make up their mind. Like me, forget about it.
Hey, Fancy Oak. We got Jennifer in here. We got WTH. Rebel Canners. How are you doing this morning? I can't wait to see that steamer canner in action. I actually went and searched one, and in New York they have one for $10. I don't know where at. I just seen it was $10. I don't think it'll last that long though.
Morning, Lake.
Harvest Mary Moon. We got Lake in here.
Harvest, grow big.
Oh, and I seen Pat in here earlier. Yep, there's Pat.
Fancy Oak.
I got a throat lodging right now, so
A lozenge.
Hopefully not come down with anything.
I hope not.
Yeah. It costs more in gas than the steamer itself or the canner. Oh, okay. So our first one we're going to get to, very interesting. Let me rewind that because I've been watching it quite a bit. Before we get started, I just watched a preview of a movie that's coming out this summer. Well, I guess it's summertime now. So, how they faked the moon landing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what they did, they hired a production crew to film a landing on the moon in case we didn't make it to the moon. I guess you'd be the judge there. But yeah, I thought that was, conspiracy stuff going on in the movies now. Okay, let's see if we can find this thing over here. Go ahead and put this up here. Let's try to make it big. Now, a lot of people have seen this, and I don't know why it's Russian lingo here, but this is in the United States because I've seen multiple of these. Now, there's also pictures of these that are flying around and they're being put on something, but I'm going to go ahead and play this real quick. Really interesting little thing here. Trying to figure out what it was. Maybe they'd, trying to trick people in thinking, yeah, UFOs are coming back again. But I did some more research into this, and this is what we're coming. I can't play this because it's bad for YouTube. But these things are being put on top of cell towers, so-called cell towers, I guess you would say. They're higher than the 5Gs. Still not much of a clue what this is. Again, some people are saying these are portals. I don't know what they're portals to or anything like that, so I'm not jumping to anything, but a bit freaky.
It almost looks like they're in a electric magnetic field there, circle around them.
Yeah. Some people said they've seen these fired up, and it does shoot something upward. And that's about it. Again, I don't know any more than that. I've heard some of the stories, and I'm not going to repeat a lot of them, but these things are flying around a lot of places. Helicopters are installing these. They're flying over them, and there's a cruise up there strapping them down and whatnot. And these are on cell towers. It could just be our next, 10G, 15G, or whatever we're up to. I mean, we're actually higher than that for not public. Public is still on the 5G. There's a lot of other stuff that's higher connection than that. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. And there's been multiple videos of these things flying around or being delivered. No, I didn't. And there's always aliens over Nevada for some reason. And it could just be, they're testing stuff out there. Let's see. Other news. But what do you think about those, Eric? Those floating discs?
I think that there's technology that we have no clue about. I mean, the general population. So
yeah,
it's I do notice a slow reveal though of things over the past couple of years. So I don't know.
And I would like to, if I could find where they put one of those, I would do some investigating, because to me, one of the first things I would think of doing to investigate something like this would be there's apps that you can, or Google Maps that have every location of cell towers. And
Right.
I would go around and see if the other cell towers in a circle were involved in this, or if there was any other of these being fitted with these big discs. Because you remember Charlie Sheen was in a movie. I forget what it was called. Where he connected a bunch of satellites together in a big circle, so he could, you know, connect to satellites or something like that, and get information or something like that. I forget what it was, and then the aliens come and took out his little place. Forgot to turn that off. I can't remember what the name of that movie is now.
I'm thinking right now.
I can.
Someone in chat will get it.
Yeah. Anyways, they came. The Arrival. Yeah, I think that's it. And aliens were here. The lizard people, I guess they were. They were here, and they were changing the climate of Earth so it'd be more like them, and they were raising, the heat level of Earth because that was more like their home. Okay, let's go ahead and get this other video up real
Charles,
quick.
when you get a chance, check private chat.
Okay. And here is another story here.
Ooh.
This U.S. military draft bill would require women to register for selective service. This is a new one. This ain't the one where, every man has to do it again. And again, I always thought it was mandatory that you did. I don't know if lately nobody's doing it, but I always thought it's a law that once you turn 18, you're a man, you go and register.
Yeah,
all my kids did.
Yep. I had to go down in person and selective service and sign up at 18.
Yep. Went to the post office and did it. Mm-hmm. Now the last time, for my youngest boy, we went down and they were like kind of a little bit shocked, and they really didn't know. They were kind of like, oh, what do we do here? It's like nobody's done it for a while. So that was the weird thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this. Well,
in U.S. history, have women been required to register for the draft? But this could change with the Senate's version of the National Defense Authorization Act. There hasn't been a military draft since 1973, but it's mandatory for all American men to sign up when they turn 18. The bill in the Senate would require women to register for selective service. The argument for women being a part of the draft comes from experts who say it's, quote, necessary and fair to make the draft talent unified in the event of a national emergency. Reaction to the bill has been mixed.
They're talking about involuntarily drafting women. I'm totally opposed to that. I'm also worried about the expansion of the draft.
This is not about combat. It is about their opportunity to serve.
The House version of the bill does not include drafting women, but it would automatically register men to keep them from skipping out.
Well, again, skipping out. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know. I don't think it should be mandatory for a woman, although there are a lot that could go that would should need it. I'll put it that way. But there are a lot. Women have those who are enlisted has went up quite a bit. Actually, more than men nowadays.
Yeah, there's a lot of women in the U.S. military.
Yeah, compared to what it used to be.
Right.
Yeah. It is a law, but they don't make it easy anymore to sign up. We should have been able to when my son got his driver's license, but they didn't let him, and we had to go back to do it. Yeah. That's what shocked me is when I went there and I said, need to get the paperwork for selective service. You know, he turned 18, and they were like, huh? And I said, you still do it here at the post office, don't you? And they said, hold on, and they went got somebody and said, yeah, we still do it. And it was, are there? And that's what I was wondering is, are they still doing it? I mean, because like I said, I always thought it was law, but I'm wondering if they're just not, people are not doing it anymore. Maybe this is one of the reasons why it is. But I don't know. Again, I kind of know why they're doing this because there's hardly anybody signing up for military now.
Well, the morale is way down because of poopy pants.
Yeah, and we lost a lot of people that were wanted to be lifetime, in the military, and they couldn't because they didn't get the juice.
Yep.
Go ahead and close that one. Now, this one here. I've been talking about it for a good bit, and it keeps popping back up in the feeds and stuff. Here it is. Finland to start bird flu juice for humans. And this is world first. There are many more states or many more countries that are set to follow suit with this. And that's basically what this article says and whatnot. And the United States has already stockpiled a bunch of this. So, and again, when I said I'm not worried about the actual bird flu. I'm more worried about men, government, its involvement in it, because they can turn it around differently. And that's the thing I'm more worried about than, the actual bird flu, because the same as the sickness of 2020, they're actually they're actually saying that the WHO and the CD who that it's just a flu. They've come out and said it. It's right there on the website and whatnot. Now here comes a new one. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to do anything." They're already doing it. This is in Finland. They're already giving it out. Eventually, I hate to say it, but it could be. It'll start here voluntarily, and then it could. Hate to say it, there could be a mystery outbreak again, like before. Because you know what's coming up in November, that would be the perfect timing to keep everybody in the house and do remote voting again. Not saying it will, but you know, kind of seems that way. You know, kind of fishy. But yeah, what do you think about this bird flu? we did have heroic prepper up there for a minute. He disappeared.
Well, it's what, another strain of the avian flu? I mean,
it's the bird flu. I mean, right. Bird flu's been around for a long time, but they're worried that it's going to cross, which it has. It's crossed over. You know, I've done multiple stories about this getting into our milk. The milk people who work at the milk industry has caught it. 3-4 days, they're back to work. Right. I think we're up to 4 or 5 cases right now that has jumped to human. Wow. Again, it's to my knowledge, nobody has died from this. It's all been treated as, you know, a flu, and where it goes from there, I don't know. And I don't. Again, I'm not afraid of it. The only thing I'm afraid is man's involvement, aka government's involvement in it. Hey, Heroic, how you doing?
Hey guys, good morning. What's going on? How are you?
Good morning.
Oh, not too bad. So why are you heroic again?
You know what? It's easier because everybody's just messaging me. Is that heroic? I'm like, I'm just gonna keep it heroic. Everyone knows me as that.
You might as well.
Yeah. It's just, you know what? It was even confusing to me, and I was like, you know what? Forget it. Just keep it heroic, and then you know, everyone could try to find me again. Unfortunately, I do have to start from scratch, but that's okay. And you know, it is what it is. So, yep, I'm staying as heroic. Never changing my name again. I'm done. That's it.
That's good.
But
well, you can't change your name at least for 30 days anyway.
30 days, yeah. Yeah, for 30 days. But no, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be doing videos again. Unfortunately, for the last couple of months, had some personal issues to take care of, but able to get past those, so I'm good to go. So,
yeah.
What's up, Eric? What's going on,
man? Hey, brother. How are you?
Pretty good. Hanging in there.
That's good. You enjoying the sticky, sweaty mess down here?
I actually just got back from a 2.5 mile walk, and I'm absolutely drenched here. So.
Yeah, you have to get up a little earlier than that.
Yeah, maybe like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
But it's insane. The heat here in Georgia is way different than from the heat in Jersey. More humidity down here.
Yeah. We just had water restrictions put on us, so it's we're getting rain, but we started the season or the year already half what we should have had last year. So you know, takes the reservoirs to fill up. So.
Nah, for sure. You know, my garden is taking a beating, man. I'm out there trying to water as much as I could, but it's just it's hard to keep up. You know what I
mean? Yeah, make sure you don't overwater because that can be worse than it drying out.
Yeah, I'll do it twice a day, early in the morning and then towards the evening, but I won't water the plant itself. I kind of do just the root of it. I don't want to water the plant. You'll burn it out, you know?
Yeah. Because you do have a lot of moisture down there. So,
yeah. Yep.
It's a lot different.
Yeah.
Plus, depending on your soil, what you have under it, if you've got a lot of clay, that clay will hold water underneath there better than other soil.
Yeah, I actually bought the Home Depot soil, and I didn't use the clay. But you know what I did? I bought a big doggy pool, and I used that for my tomato plants.
Okay.
And cool. I put in dirt from Home Depot, and
you got drainage in there, don't you?
Yep. Yeah,
okay.
I popped holes in the bottom and everything just to make sure.
Okay.
So let me tell you, man, and I don't want to interrupt anything going on, but I've been on the hunt on the marketplace a lot, right, for stuff. Yeah. And let me tell you, I got an absolute steal yesterday, and I'm pretty psyched about it. I don't know if I should just tell or make a video about it. I think I'll just make a video, but let me tell you, I got probably $1,000 worth of stuff for probably $250 total. Yeah. This guy was just unloading everything, and he was a fellow, like-minded person, like you said, like right. So he was just like,
I'm down south. Most of them are.
Yeah.
In a big city.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I found a couple of groups down here on Facebook. Still a little timid, you know what I mean, because they want some Jersey guy, coming in here, but. I was able to get some really good deals, so I'll do a video on that. But you're a tech guy, Bushcraft, so I was able to pick up a CyberPower. This is something totally different. CyberPower UPS, 1,500. Right? These things go for like $200. I got it for $30. 30, brand new in the box. And I was like, man, and this guy was like, I tried to look on I look on the marketplace all the time, and he was like, hey, I'm located in Marietta. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm in Marietta. What the hell? And didn't know he was 2.3 miles away from me. It was a really good day yesterday. But yeah, just wanted to share that. But yeah, I'll make a video on it, and you'll kind of see the stuff. It's really cool. So
okay, time for a laugh. Okay. It speaks for itself. And this was the debate before, the 2020, but it's still funny.
He wants to shut down this country, and I want to keep it open. And we did a great job by shut it down. Wait a minute, Joe. Let me shut you down for a second, Joe, just for 1 second. I don't wear a mask like him. Every time you see him, he's got a mask. He could be speaking 200 feet away from it. He shows up with the biggest mask I've ever seen. You could never have done the job that we did. You don't have it in your blood. You could have never done that job. I know how to do the job. I know how to get the job. Well, you didn't. It's on the ballot in the court. I don't think so. In the court. Well, there's nothing happening there. Donna, would you don't know her now. Make sure you, in fact, let people know. You're a senator. I'm not going to answer the question. Why would you answer that question? The question is, the radical left. Will you shut up, man? Listen, who's on your list, Joe? Who's on your list? Gentlemen, not by much. I beat him a whole hell of a lot. I'm here standing facing you all, buddy. Pocahontas would have left 2 days early. You would have lost every prize. All he knows how to do is Tuesday. You got very lucky. I got very lucky tonight as well. The president, can you let him finish, sir? He doesn't know how to do that. He has. You picked be surprised. The wrong guy, the wrong night at the wrong time. Listen, you give number better health care at a much lower price because by the way, he doesn't know how. He doesn't know how to do that. Fixed it. He has never offered a plan. It to an extent. He has never done a single thing. No, but probably does. Gentlemen, we realize that you're both speaking at the same time, and it's too. Let the president. Go ahead, sir. Many of you Democrat governors said President Trump did a phenomenal job. We worked with the governor. Oh, really? Go take a look. The governor said I did a phenomenal job. Most of them said that. No matter what you say to them, they give you bad press on it. It's just fake news. They give you good press, they give me bad press, because that's the way it is, unfortunately. But let me just tell you something. I don't care. I've gotten used to it. He gets a lot smarter, a lot quicker. Mr. President, did you use the word smart? You said you went to Delaware State, but you forgot the name of your college. You didn't go to Delaware State. You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest class. Don't use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word. Oh, give me a break. Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Joe. 47 years you've done nothing. Let's have this debate.
Yeah, I don't know, another 8 years or 4 years to that.
Little Joe looks like he's got a pants full.
Now, who, and everybody's been, pushing for it and everything about getting drug tests prior to the debate. Everybody's been pushing for it, but that's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. But on our next one here, NATO is in the news. NATO announces plans to stockpiling grain, 82,000 tons of it, on top of what they already have stored. Because that's not mentioned in this, but they're wanting to prepare. Sounds interesting. When you hear like NATO or government say we need to start preparing and stuff, and a lot of the countries are telling its people to prepare. Now, I'm not saying something's coming or anything like that, but it could just be a ploy, one of those things to get your mind off of stuff that's going on. But the fact that they're actually telling people, and NATO, China, I've already talked about China when they own 68% of all grain in the world. Mm-hmm. That's stockpiled. 68% of corn, wheat, barley, all that stuff. Everyone's stocking up on this stuff. And some countries are telling their people to prepare. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? What do you think you're preparing for?
Man, where do we start? Do we have 2 hours?
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, there could be so many. Look, I hate fear mongering and stuff, and like we all do, but definitely something's coming. Like my father, was a major sergeant in the Army, and he sees everything, and he's just like, this is not good. This is just not good. I can see. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a civil war internally here. I could see that happening, but I could also see something, Russia and North Korea, something together. Maybe even Iran. I don't know. It's just there's so many things. But you know what? Believe it or not, I'm more worried about the weather right now. Anyway, Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've been stocking up and piling up. As much as I could. But because you never know. You never know. I did just buy a generator too on top of it. So yeah, I needed one for down here, especially down here. So
yep, that and a chainsaw.
Yeah. You know what? Good call, Bushcraft. I didn't think about that. Good call.
Yep.
I'll be hitting the marketplace at like 10:30.
I've got 2 chainsaws and no trees.
Oh, yeah.
So you're for hire then. That's good.
Well, I had got one going and took it to Frazeysburg. It was just a small one, and a pastor over there says, just leave it in your truck. And I said, why? And he pops out this big, I think it was 24-inch blade on that thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that'll be a little better. Because all I was going to do is use it to trim branches and let everybody else do the bigger stuff. But
yeah,
evidently I was the most experienced with chainsaw. They asked we all gathered in a group, and they asked who knew how to do a chainsaw. The only one that raised my hand. I'm like, oh, great.
It's like, it's like in school where you're like, oh crap, and you start putting your hand down really slow.
I didn't want to have to haul that heavy thing around all day. Oh
my God. My brother-in-law bought ex-brother-in-law bought a chainsaw off Temu.
Oh, really?
Just to test it out. And let me tell you, oh my God, it was probably the worst piece of junk I've ever seen. I'll be totally honest. I mean, it came actually, pieces were like, when he was actually chainsawing just to test it, bolts were actually coming loose. It was insane. But he wanted to test it out. He wanted to see if it was even worth it. He was like, oh my, of course he left like bad reviews on it. It was terrible. I watched it. Like, I got a video, which I'm going to post in with it. It's kind of hilarious, but it's also scary at the same time. You're cutting wire, bolts are coming out of that thing, man.
Yeah.
Timo does have some good stuff, though. I mean, there's some okay stuff on there, but
yeah, it depends what you're getting.
Yeah.
Anything mechanical and stuff, I'd kind of stay away from.
Yeah.
They're more into, electronical stuff and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got an actual review here later, like at 10 o'clock on well, I'll give you a sneak peek.
Oh, nice.
It's a fake smoke detector that goes inside your house, and the thing actually goes 360 degrees.
Oh man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can connect like 8 of them together. And man, I wish I'd had these 10, 15 years ago when I would have a babysitter over and stuff, because that always worried me, leaving the kids home with babysitters and stuff like that, and then you're always checking up on them and stuff. But now it's a normal thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you have there's a lot of technology now to do that, so you see a lot more incidents and stuff happening. I'm worried more, like, what's worrying me too is, you're talking about babies and kids, is my daughter is in her teens now, and it makes me worried. She wants to go to the mall, she wants to do this, she wants to do that. I'm like, you got to be careful. There's a lot of crazy people out there, especially in the Northeast. Eric, you know that. A lot of crazy people in the Northeast. And,
it's not the same. It's not the same Northeast.
No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, especially New Jersey. So, we have ways to connect. And, when she has like a GPS on her phone, which is good. So I know where she is, even though I'm not in the Northeast right now. But it's just not safe, and I'm very worried. And when she doesn't answer her phone, I get petrified, So, it's crazy.
Yep. Okay. Our next one here is a good story. There's something happened about a year ago. Actually, it's year today or yesterday. A big fire that happened in Hawaii. You would think there would be all kinds of buildings and whatnot going on, and this is what it looks like.
Oh, jeez.
This is what you get done in a year. I also have a video. I have to drop this real quick, but the people are still fighting to go, clean up and rebuild. What's going on? Everything's being held up. Yeah, it's.
Well, my opinion on that is that's a crime scene, and they're not letting anybody in until they clean up their mess. So
yeah, or they're trying to, hold off as long as possible so they can buy it up.
Exactly what I was thinking.
They've been doing a lot of buy-in.
Yep.
That deeds have been signing over left and right. Let me go ahead and hopefully I'm not going to talk too much about this because hopefully it stays there.
Aloha from Lahaina, Maui, June 22nd update. As you can see, you still can't get into Lahaina. Access is still restricted. Nobody's rebuilding yet. Still 10 months into the fires. To get a building permit, you have to go to the county. They now have a review board. You have to fill out this paperwork. It's just endless and it takes forever. It's a building permit process review board. It's being slowed down and dragging on, and you wonder why. And so the Army of Engineers have said they cleaned out 1,200 lots, residential lots, of debris, ashes, toxic. I don't know what. I still don't know. I'm not an expert. What's toxic? And they're now slowly doing commercial lots. Like 40 commercial lots have been cleared. They said they cleaned out 2,000 burned vehicles. I think it's all moving slow, but people say, "Whoa, here we're on an island." But anyway, you have to wonder why. I'm just reporting. You guys decide. So the fire victims have to leave their hotels July 1st. There's these little container homes in Kahului they're supposed to go into. Only one building permit has been issued so far. Crazy.
One.
So these are the little container homes in Kahului for fire victims. But, so many people have left the island. They've given up. It's sad. If you want to help, there's a link in my bio. Thank you.
Yep. Again, a lot of deeds have been transferred because they're leaving because they're going to sit in a little shed how many years until they can go in and do something. Now, I've heard a lot of talk about the lots that have been cleared out were not damaged. They had blue roofs. I'm not saying either or, but is there a reason behind that? Why clean out the ones that didn't get damaged? It's interesting. Again, you come up with a whole bunch of different things. One permit has been given out in a year.
In a year. Definitely something's not right.
That's crazy. I thought I didn't even think none of it. It's been almost a year, and you think, well, at least it be all cleaned up and everything.
Or at least start building or something.
Yeah, but you could go. There's other videos of flyover that they fly over the drones and everything. Even though some drones are being they're stuck there. I'll put it that way. They go down. But anyway, it's one of those things. There's something that we just don't know yet. There's plenty of stories out there. You just have to try to pick one and then do some digging into it. Yeah.
they're just buying up the land out there. If I'm not mistaken, I thought they swooped in early too, and people were just buying land immediately.
They do. They do.
Oh yeah. And we know some celebrities who have been buying it up.
Mm-hmm.
One of them used to have a daytime show.
Yeah.
And you remember when The Rock and her got together and did this donation thing?
Yeah.
And only 13% of the donations went to the people. A lot of these people, all these donations that went on during this time, nobody's ever seen the money to it.
Nope.
It's tied up in corporations and all that stuff. That's why when things pop up, save this people and feed these people and whatnot, it's like, I don't want to. It's because I don't want to donate money to pay somebody to run ads and stuff on TV.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of in even the military ones, a lot of them, only a percentage of the money goes to help the veterans and stuff. A lot of it is, to pay an actor. There are some actors that actually volunteer for this, which is good, but they still, it should be, I mean, I could take my phone and make a video and you could put it on the internet and there you go. That's free. Why do you have to spend millions of dollars on a production video to get people to donate? Makes no sense to me. All these people are getting paid for these donations that's supposed to be for veterans. And it's the same way with, Feed the Children. And you have to do so much research to find out these charities to make sure when you give money, it's actually going to the person.
Right. The pennies on the dollar go to the real victims. So,
and you want to help. I mean, when I used to do, when I was streaming on Twitch and stuff, it was hard to find an actual charity that didn't profit and actually went to the people. So I would do marathons and stuff, and it beforehand it would take me 2 or 3 months to actually do research to make sure that they were going to the right thing.
You know for a fact that these charities, 99.9% of it doesn't go to where it should be going. You know what I mean? Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a shame to even say that, but I mean, like you said, Feed the Children, that's everything. It just doesn't go there. And it goes like corporations get their hands on everything. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't want to get too much into it, but we know how this world's run. You know what I mean? So
yeah. Okay, let's get this last story in here. And it's it's kind of a good one. It's about the younger generations, and these are people that voted for Biden last time, and they're coming around. Somewhat.
Very scary stuff, but we got you covered at Fox Weather. Thanks, JD.
You got it.
So new Fox News polling showing Biden still is leading among voters under 30, but that support is dropping, with Trump up 10 percentage points since the election of 2020. Our next guests are two of those young people who ditched the Democratic Party, leaving behind the liberal ideology they embrace as teens. Got Becky and Grace. They were joining us this morning. I've been so fascinated with you guys' story. I've been reading through it all morning. Becky, Why the change, and are you fearful of the pushback?
Well, I grew up in Queens and in New York, and which is admittedly a very politically diverse borough, more than people might think.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in this social media culture that was very dominated by left-wing propaganda, for lack of a better word, that was pushed to me through the algorithms. And I accepted it. I accepted it wholeheartedly. I loved it. I was very into it until I started to come out of it and realize that a lot of what I believed was very emotional and not really based in logic or fact. So once I started to have that realization, it really all came to a head around 2020 when I started to see how democratic policies were playing out in my city.
Yeah.
Cashless bail, for one, you know, the riots after the killing of George Floyd, you know, Madison Avenue being completely decimated by, you know, these roving bands of rioters.
You just had a natural change based on your circumstance. Grace, you grew up a little bit differently. You come from a family that are liberal. You did phone banking. Why the change for you?
For me, it really came down to just looking at the nuance and doing my own research. I feel like I surrounded myself with a lot of Democrats and was kind of in that culture, so it was normal for me. But I think once I started to do my research and understand the nuance, because I kind of saw things as very one-sided, but once I kind of got out of that like cycle and stopped only surrounding myself with one kind of people, I think I started kind of leaving the hole that I was in and came more towards the right.
It's amazing. So I got one last question. I'll give you both 30 seconds. And I'll start with you, Becky. Who are you going to vote for, and why are you voting for him?
I will be voting for Donald Trump in November because we can't have 4 more years of what's been going on. I mean, it's completely destroyed the country. It's destroying our futures. And I'm very blessed to be surrounded by a great community in the New York Young Republican Club, in my work in the city council with Councilwoman Ina Vernikoff. I'm very lucky to have a good community around me that will help support that.
Amazing. Grace, how about you?
For me, I just know that I won't be voting for Joe Biden because I know we can't have another 4 years of open borders and things of that nature.
What I love about you two, Becky and Grace, is it's clear. It's not about candidates for y'all. It's about the issues. You have an authentic change in politics, and you know why. So I thank y'all so much for getting up this morning for us.
Absolutely.
You got it.
Yeah. And the main thing is they didn't follow the crowd. They actually, let's see if any stuff that, you know, we shout out every day is true, and finding out that there's a lot of lies in that and made up stuff.
Unfortunately, the youth, you know, with all, like she said, all the algorithms and everything like that, it's just, they kind of like almost brainwash you, and they're brainwashing the young kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, it's weird. Like my daughter, she's 14. She came to me and she goes, and let me tell you, she's not any way, shape, or form, any into politics or nothing. Zero. Doesn't even know it. She comes to me. She goes, "Who are you voting for?" I'm like, "Why are you asking me that? Just curious." And she goes, "Oh, because, you know, the person we have there in now is just a total mess." And started getting into detail on me. I'm like, where'd you learn this? I mean, this is new to me. I'm like, I'm glad you know the person that's residing, you know, over there in the White House right now is an idiot. I said, I'm glad you know that. I said, and she got into detail a little bit, and I was kind of proud of her to kind of know that. And she kind of even said, she goes, in school, they kind of talk about this stuff. And I'm like, interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very interesting. And I was like, I didn't know that. So, but I'm glad she's starting to learn this a little bit, not following the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. You should always, if you don't know, you should always question everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's, the prepping videos and stuff I always make, I always say, do your own research. Don't take my word. Don't take anybody else's word. Do your own research. And not the first thing that pops up on Google either, because that's AI now. The first bit that pops up is all AI now, and it's the AI's interpretation of the question you ask. Some of them are pretty spot on, but some of them are like, what? Where did you get this?
Yeah, out of left field. You're like, what?
Yeah. And you can ask some really interesting questions. I was trying to, throw off the AI a little bit and do some alien questions and stuff like that. And it got me wondering.
That's the same thing with Chat GPT. You can ask some weird questions and like answers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you got to watch that because that's actually being there's a database being tracked of that information that you use in that too.
Sure.
Hey, Bush, I got to step out for a second. I'll be back.
Okay. Well, we're at the end of the hour anyway. Like I said, I've got a review here at 10:21, and I don't know yet. I've had a few people ask me if I was going to do something with the debate. From what I heard, YouTube is going to be shutting down streams that's going to be rebroadcasting the debate. So I know ways around it, but I'm in trouble enough with YouTube. So I don't know. I may pop up something Thursday. I don't know yet. But if not, I'll try to get a guest lined up for Friday. I had one set up, but he hasn't replied back yet, so I don't know. We'll have to see.
Gotcha.
But I wish everybody a safe rest of your Wednesday. And Jeff's not here to say hump day and everything, but hope everybody has a great morning and a great afternoon, and we'll see you on the next one. God bless.